WV Uncommon Place. This podcast is a variety podcast that houses numerous series to cover mental health, empowerment, podcast framework, and various intimate theories to get to know the hosts. Along with occasional movies reviews and dives in pop culture with our event podcast episodes. The Uncommon Place digs into bringing guests on that stories don't fit the mold and are very different. WV stands for the great state of West Virginia, and every quarter we cover something in West Virginia. Stacey and myself, JR, are your hosts, so please come along for this venture to our Uncommon Place.
Welcome to West Virginia Uncommon Place. I am your host, JR, and I have a story that took place on December 31st of 2023. After coming back home to West Virginia from my aunt's funeral, which was a sad occasion, we have festivities, you get ready for the new year, so you're about ready to start doing your thing. And that day, me and Stacey raced across Virginia to West Virginia, about a 4-hour trip. Nothing crazy goes on. We're having a good time. We're kind of vibrant. We got to hang out with my cousin. Everything was going pretty good. And then we decided to have festivities with our family. Shout out to Loretta and the kids. And everything like that. And next thing you know, I hear a knock at the door. And there's a video that accompanies this. So please watch the video on Instagram. And the video is available on TikTok. And there's a goat at the door. Now, most people wouldn't see no issue with this. Most people will kind of be like, oh, there's just a goat at the door, whatever. But the goat knocked. It went knock, knock, knock. And when this goat went knock, 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 I had my phone in my hand. So I just turned on the video and you can see the goat's face. He's all looking and his horns are kind of deformed. And in my JR quick thinking, I'm like, why the hell does a goat want to come inside? What makes this goat think it's time to come inside? What is a reason? Why does he want to come in the house? And the goat kind of peers in like this, and then he looks away like that. And for the audio people, you're not going to see the video, but basically I took my head and tilted it back and then tilted it forward. And he let out a little sound that didn't make it to audio. He was kind of like, and I'm like, why is he even talking to me? I don't know you, goat. So I take that little video and I'm not thinking about it because it's New Year's Eve. I'm not thinking that some of my friends that are gifted and then some of my other friends, they're thinking that this thing's a bad omen. So I send this out to probably 50 people. And I got people burning sage and telling me that it's an omen, a bad omen. I got people telling me that you watch what you're doing tonight, don't go nowhere, stay safe. Then I got other people that it was hilarious too, that we all got a big laugh out of this. And like I said, the goat was deformed. So then the next thing people started hollering, instead of saying Wendigo, people were calling it the Wendigoat, because they said that the Wendigo takes form as a deformed entity when it happens. So I'm sending this to everybody, and I'm telling them my thoughts. And my thought was that if I had the chance, I wouldn't necessarily slayed it, but I would have approached this goat to see why this goat felt so calm and so proper to come inside. I felt like the goat felt like he lived there. I'm a visitor and that's his home. So I don't know what it was. It was so crazy. And I know that everybody thinks this is going to be a really long-winded episode, and it's not. It's more or less a tell of that it was something that brought so many people together and brought a certain level of humor out. And then it made some people that were really serious about it, because they were like, man, you got to stay away from that goat. Stay inside. Don't go outside until the next year. Which I like that because that was funny to me. But that goat was evil. I don't care how he twisted or whatever, but with the way those horns were and the way he looked at me, he had intent and had intentions. Maybe not to tear me up, maybe not to bite me, maybe not to do anything to me, but he was out for somebody. And the odd thing is he didn't return. So he went about his business. And I'm stuck with this thought that why did the evil goat, and I even looked it up on Google, why would an evil white goat come after me? Then I took the other side of the matter and I was like, you know what? That goat's not after me. He was there just because that's what goats do. They just Rome. When in Rome, Rome. So on that note, I'm not going to make this a long episode. I'm not going to make this anything crazy, but I want to just say this. Be careful who's knocking at your door, because you never know what and when the evil white goat will come to your door. And on that note, I tell everyone, when you're seeking the uncommon, you come to West Virginia Uncommon Place, and then it becomes a commonplace for you, and it's still uncommon to others. So in that notion, like, subscribe to any format that we produce this show on. If it's TikTok, if you like this show in audio format, please go over to one of the audio formats that you listen to for podcasts and give us a like and give us a subscribe. On that note, I'm JR and I am signing off.
Please follow WV Uncommon Place on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, TikTok, where we have some great content, Facebook, LinkedIn. Hit up the merch store at oncommonplace.square.site. Join the email list from the website, and rate, subscribe, and give feedback from your favorite podcatcher. And lastly, thanks for listening, and tune into the next episode.